What's up guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be taking a look at my arrangement of Happier by Ed Sheeran. If you haven't seen the full version, check out above or in the description below. Remember to hit that red subscribe button for more tutorials. Alright, let's get started. Alright guys, so for this song, we're in standard tuning. We've got a capo on the 5th fret, so it should sound like this. The chords for the song are just E minor, C and G, so you can just play them all the way through. I'll put the tabs along the bottom for you. This is going to be the 1st string, and this is going to be the 6th string. So the first shape you want to hold is like this. I've got 2 fingers held down here. The first one is my 2nd finger. It's on the 5th string on the 2nd fret, and I've got my 4th finger down here on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. So once you're holding that shape, you want to play the first part of the intro, which sounds like this. So I'm hitting 6, 5, 2 and 4, 5. Then we're moving up to a C. So you slide this finger up 1 fret to get that C bass note. Then you want to swap these fingers, so it's this 3rd finger that's now on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. The next part is like this. So that's going to be a hammer on the 2nd string, 3rd fret to 5th fret, and then back off to 3rd fret. As you do that, you want to hit the bass note as well. So you've got strings 2 and 5 together, hammer on with the 4th finger, and pull off. Then, to make it a bit easier, take these fingers off, hit the open 4th and the 2nd string, which is still on the 3rd fret, together. As you do that, slide up to the 5th fret on the 2nd string. So that whole first bar together is like this. Next bar sounds like this. So this is like a G chord, so you've got your G bass note here on the 6th string, 3rd fret as usual, but you've also got your 1st finger held down here. That's on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. So you want to start off by hitting 6 and 3 together, followed by open 2nd. You'll notice sometimes, like in my performance video, I would play those 3 notes together as a little finger roll. So you can do it that way, or you can just hit 2 and then the single open 2nd string. After that, you've got open 4th, and then we're back on the 3rd string. This time we're doing a pull off, so you want to do the pull off there. As you do that, you want to hit that bass note right there. Then we're back on the 4th string open again. Then bring your 3rd finger down for this 3rd fret 1st string and do a kind of finger roll, or just hit them all at once. The first 3 strings, so that's 3rd fret and then 2nd and 3rd strings open. And then we hit the bass note one more time. So that bar. So that's going to repeat. So let's just play that through slowly. And that takes us into the verse. Okay, so the verse gets a little bit more difficult. The first bar sounds like this. So you can kind of split those parts up. So the bass goes like this. And the melody. So if we put them together, you're starting on the bass note first, open 6 for the E minor, and then you're playing the 5th string, which is on the 2nd fret. As you play that 5th string, you also want to play the 2nd and 3rd strings and hammer on the 2nd string, 0 to 1. Then we've got the next bass note coming in, which is open fourth. At the same time you hit that, you also hit the second string, which is still on the first fret. Back up to the fifth string for that bass note again. Then we're on to the C, so we've got this bass note. As you hit it, also hit the second string, which is still on the first fret, and do a pull off. Once you've got the pull off, move your second finger down here to the second fret, third string. Then you can take your fingers off at that point, hit the open fourth bass note, which is our last bass note for this bar, and then we're coming up to the 12th fret to do these two harmonics. So you should hopefully have done harmonics before, but if not, you want to go up to the 12th fret relative to the capo, rest your finger lightly on the string, and just move your finger away to let them ring out, like that. So the next bar sounds like this. I'm going to call this the in-between bar because it repeats in between each of the melody lines. So we just had one melody line, now we've got the in-between bar, and then next it'll be another melody line. So this bar is G, starting on that G bass note, and then we've got open fourth, open third, bass note, sixth string again, open fourth. Then you want to move these two fingers, your third and fourth fingers, onto the second and third strings on the third and fourth fret. So I've got third finger on the third fret, fourth finger on the fourth fret. Play those two together, and then hit that bass note one more time. So that bar slowly. Next up, we've got another melody bar. It sounds like this. So it's got some of the same bass notes, but we missed some of them out. Starts the same with those two. Melody comes in here. So that's just 4 repetitions of the second and third strings, and I've got my finger on the first fret here on the second string. Once you get past that, where you've got one more bass note there, so on the second time you play that, those two strings together, you've got that bass note as well. So it's like this. After that, we're on the C, hit that C bass note. Then, on this first fret, second string, we're doing a quick pull off. It's called a ghost note, so it's just much quicker than that. So once you get that, back up to this same position, second string, second fret, third string, pull off that, and then hit the open third. So that bar. Then we've got the in-between bar again. Next bar sounds like this. So that's quite a nice bar. It's starting the same way. You've got those two bass notes. At this point, you do a kind of finger roll. I like to just do a finger roll on the open second, third, and fourth strings together. So you've got that bass note, finger roll. Then, with your fourth finger, hammer on to the third fret of the second string. Like that. Once you hear that, hit that first string open. We're on to the C, so hit that C bass note. Open third. We're going to do a pull off on the third fret, second string. Back on the second fret, third string, and then open second. So that bar all together. Then we've got the in-between bar. Starts the same. But instead of putting your fingers here and doing that part, we're going to do a hammer on. 0 to 2 on the third string. And that gets us ready for the end of this part, which sounds like this. So this bar, we've got that same bass pattern with that melody, and then it goes back into that intro part that's like that. So you should already know how to play that part. So we're starting with open 6 and 2. Hold your finger down here on the 2nd fret so you're ready for that next bass note. As you play it, you're also playing the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and coming off to open. Then you're hitting the 4th string, open, and then back up to the 5th string, 2nd fret. Then we're on to the C, just playing that part again. Last bar of this verse. This is like a kind of transition bar, so we're going to start with the G bass note and then 2nd fret, 3rd string together. Open 2nd, open 4th, take your finger off, 1st finger, open 3rd, bass note, open 3rd and 4th together, 6, open 3rd and 4th again, 6. So that's just like a pattern. And that's the end of that verse. So let's play the whole thing through slowly. Okay, so for the second verse, I'm not going to explain it note by note because it's largely the same as the first verse, it's just the melodies are slightly different. So for example, the first bar is like this. It's got that difference at the end there. But the bass patterns are still the same and a lot of the melody notes are the same. So if you've not already, check out the tab in the description below and you'll be able to see the full tab for the second verse, and you should be able to play it pretty easily if you can play the first verse. There is one bar that's slightly different. It sounds like this. So that one, it starts the same with the same bass notes, but then you want to get into this position. So I've got my finger, 4th finger on the 5th fret, 2nd string there. Do a finger roll on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th strings and slide that up to the 8th fret. Hit it again, and then we move the C bass note from here up to here. And we're playing that 8th fret bass note, 8th fret 2nd string and open 3rd as well, together. Then you can either bring this finger down or you can move this whole shape down, but you want to get to the 7th fret on the 2nd string and slide down to the 5th fret. Once you've done the slide, carry on going down to the 3rd fret. So that bar. Leads on to the G. So that's quite an easy bar. You hit the G bass note, open first. Then bring your finger on for the 3rd fret 2nd string. Play the 2nd and 3rd together once, and then again pull off that 2nd string, and then hit open 2nd string. Bass note, and then hammer on 3rd string, open to 2nd. At the end of the second verse, again, slightly different, we're playing this part. But instead of doing this part that you did at the end of the first verse, you're just going to play the notes, so it's like this. So just leave it like that, playing the bass note, and then you want to play open 3rd, and then 3rd string harmonic on the 12th fret, so it's the same note but just in a harmonic form. As soon as you play that harmonic, come back down for the G bass note, 3rd fret, 6th string. So you can either hammer on or play it like that. Then slap, using your thumb to slap. I'll explain that more later. And then we've got this little run that gets us into the pre-chorus. So this is like a major D scale. So we're starting on the 5th string. Open, hammer on 2nd, hammer on 3rd. 4th string, hammer on 2nd, hammer on 4th. 3rd string, hammer on 2nd. So you only need to pluck the string once per string. And just kind of build up the speed of that. It's quite easy, because all the notes are quite close together. Okay, so after you've done that run, we're into the pre-chorus. The first bar sounds like this. So it's actually quite simple, it's just a lot of the slaps and the slides make it a little bit more interesting and challenging. So kind of simplified, it sounds like this. So we're starting on like an E minor chord. So we've got open, 2nd, 3rd, and 6th. Play them all together. Then play the 2nd and 3rd again, open. Then we're coming for a slap. This particular slap is a simple slap. There's no other notes to worry about. You just have to slap the 6th string with your thumb so it makes contact with the fretboard and makes that noise. If you've ever played a fingerstyle song before, you've probably done those kind of slaps. After the slap, you're coming straight in for that bass note. Chances are it'll be muted because your hand will still be there muting the strings. But that's okay because it gives it a little bit of texture and makes it quite interesting. Like that. After you hit that bass note, come back up for the 2nd and 3rd strings open. At that point, we're aiming for these 2 notes, so C bass note and 2nd fret 3rd string. Practice playing them together, just that bit. Once you get used to moving to that, shift it down 1 fret and then slide into it. Once you're there, just hit the 3rd string again. Then we're on the 4th beat, so you got slap. You'll have a slap on the 2nd and the 4th beat of each bar. And then, just like after the last slap, you're coming straight in for that bass note, the C this time. As you hit the bass note, take your finger off, your first finger off the 3rd string, and hit the 3rd string open. And that's the end of that bar, so it sounds like this. Next bar. So again, very similar. Starting on the G, you just hit the G bass note, 6th string, and open 2nd and 3rd. Then move your 3rd finger onto the 3rd fret, 2nd string, and hit 2nd and 3rd again. Then we've got slap with the 6th string bass note. Open 3rd, bass note twice, slap, bass note again, open 3rd. So I'll go through that quite quickly because it is quite simple once you get the rhythm down and get used to playing the bass notes straight after the slaps. Back to the E minor, we're playing the same kind of thing we played before. Instead of doing this part with the slide, we're playing this part because the melody has changed slightly. So we've still got the C bass note, but on the 2nd string, 1st fret, you're pulling off 1st fret to open. This part, we're doing another slap, but you also have to get the 2nd fret 3rd string and pull off to open. So the way I kind of do that, you don't have to be 100% accurate. If you hit the other strings round and about, it's not that big a deal really. When I want to hit another note, I use the heel of my hand, like here, to hit the guitar, and then I use my nails here to kind of hit the string like that. See how you can get a note and the hit at the same time? That'll probably feel really uncomfortable if you're just practicing it for the first time. But it does get easier, so like that. again for the G, only the start of this bar is different. So we're coming straight in for a hammer on, 3rd string, to open to the 2nd fret. And you also want to hit that 6th string bass note, followed by open 2nd. The rest of that bar is just exactly the same as the 2nd bar of the pre-chorus. At that point, we'll repeat ourselves. So the next bar, and then start again, the same again on the G. The end of that bar is slightly different, the 2nd half, so it starts the same. At this point, we're on the 3rd beat, so hit that bass note again with open 1st this time. Open 2nd, slap, pull off, 2nd fret to open on the 3rd string. Next bar, we're back on E minor. It's the same as the 3rd bar of the pre-chorus, so you've played it before. Now this is the last bar of the pre-chorus. We're starting on those notes, so that's G bass note and open 3rd. Then we've got a double slap, so you can see from the tab there's 2 sets of X's where the slaps are. So for the first slap, you want to just hit your finger behind the finger that's holding down the bass note. So you got the bass note here, and you want to slap here. Hear how you get that percussive sound there? As soon as you hit that, then hit the normal slap there on the 2nd beat. To lead us into the chorus, we're playing open 4th, and then on the 3rd beat, we've got open 4th again with the G bass note. And you're going to do a hammer on, 4th string, 0 to 2, and then same again on the string below that on the 3rd string. But with that one, you want to get the slap. So let's try playing the whole pre-chorus slowly. Okay, so now we're on to the chorus. Follows the same E minor, C, and G chord progression that we've had the whole way through so far. The first bar sounds like this. So you've still got those bass notes underneath, and we've still got similar kind of melodies on top. So we're starting E minor. You can either strum it, or I find it a bit easier if you just do a finger roll on a few strings. And then we can quickly get down for the next part, which is 5th string, 2nd fret bass note, along with that 2nd string, 3rd fret pull off to open. Slap, 5th string again, move it up to that C for that C bass note on the 5th string. Then we've got the 2 melody notes, which are open 3rd twice, but we've got the 4th beat in the middle there, so we need to do the slap. So we've got one note, slap, last note. So that bar again. Next bar. So here, we're really coming in with a lot of bass notes. We've got the 6th string on the 3rd fret twice. Slap for that 2nd beat, but you want to kind of do a half strum. Then we've got that part again of these hammer-ons, 0 to 2 4th string, 0 to 2 3rd string. Before that, you've got one single open 4th with that G bass note. So play them together, and then again with the hammer-on, and then the next hammer-on the 3rd string. the third string hammer-on has a slap there as well. Next bar. A little bit more difficult, so we're on the E minor. So we've got these two bass notes first, followed by a slap. But we've also got this hammer-on the first note. 0 to 1 on the second string. So once you get the slap, you want to hit this 5th string bass note again, but pull off that note that you just hammered on. So we've got hammer on, pull off. Then this slide. So you should remember that. It's just the 2nd fret and the 1st fret sliding up to the 2nd fret and the 3rd fret. That's on the 3rd and 5th strings. Hold that for a beat and then slap, but you want to hit that note if you can. So that's the 3rd string and then open 2nd. So that bar slowly. Next bar, very similar to the one we just played 2 bars ago. So we've still got those bass notes, but instead of doing those hammer-ons, we've got these ones. So the first one is the same as the second one previously, and then we're moving down to the 2nd string and hammering on the 3rd fret from open. Next bar. E minor again. Strum that. 5th string bass note. Slap with a half strum. Then back to the 5th string bass note again with open first. Hit those two together once. 5 and 1. Then 5 and 1 again, but this time you want to slide up to the 3rd fret here. Then we've got open 4th, slap, so that's slap on the 2nd string and 3rd strings. 3rd string is open, 2nd string is on the 3rd fret, and do a pull off as you do the slap. Back to the G bar, that one, just the same again. The next bar. This one's slightly easier, so we've got that bass pattern along with that melody. So you should know how to play this from before. It's just got the slaps in. The next bar, we'll play it once here, but we'll play it a lot more in the bridge. It goes like this. So it's based around G. You want to start in this position. So I've got the bass note, and then I've got my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 2nd string, and my 4th finger 4th fret 3rd string. Hit the bass note twice. As you come down for the slap, try and hit those two notes, the 2nd and 3rd strings, twice. Bass note again. Lift those 2 fingers off the 2nd and 3rd strings and hit open 2nd and 3rd, slap and hit open 2nd and 3rd again, then move your fingers here onto the 2nd fret, 3rd and 4th strings. Okay, so we're back to the verses. This is the 3rd verse. Chords are the same, still got the slaps, but the melody changes pretty significantly throughout the whole 3rd verse. So the first bar is like this. So we're starting in a similar kind of way. So we've got E minor, hit the 6, 4 and 3 open together, and then 5th string 2nd fret. Then the melody comes in on the 2nd beat. So we've got open second 3 times with the slap on the first one. You want to get to that 2nd fret note, the 3rd string. I quite like sliding up there. Once you get there, either by sliding or just going there, you want to hit that C bass note. Once you hit the C bass note, go back down to the 3rd string, followed by a slap with the open 2nd, and then open 3rd twice. So slowly. Next bar. This one is actually the same as the in-between bar that we played on the first verses. But you notice it's got slaps now. So it's slightly more difficult. You'll have to kind of get used to playing that again. Next bar. I find this bar a little bit easier. So we got the same way starting. E minor. Slap with that open 2nd again. 3 times. On the last time, hit it with the bass note. The 2nd fret 5th string bass note. Then we're going to the 3rd fret for the C, and you're hammering on the 2nd string 0 to 1. Take that finger off, hit open 2nd, slap on the 3rd string 2nd fret to open, and then open 2nd. In between bar again. This bar is slightly different. Takes a little bit of time to get used to. So we're starting the same way. Those 2 bass notes. But this 5th string bass note also has open 3rd with it. Slap, and you have to hit that open 3rd. So we kind of do like a half strum. Then, when you come back up for this 5th string bass note, also put your finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, and hit that. Open 2nd, coming in for the 3rd beat, so we've got that next bass note for a C. Once you've hit the bass note, put your 3rd finger down here on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, and hit that along with open 3rd. Slap, open 2nd. Onto the G. This bar is a little bit awkward to learn. So we're starting with the bass note, followed by a little run. That's open 2nd, and then pull off on the 3rd string, 2 to 0. Slap. Then the melody line comes down a bit, so it's like this. It's on the 2nd note there that you play the bass note for the 3rd beat. So it's like that. So we've got open 4th of the bass note, open 3rd twice, open 3rd again with the slap, and then 2nd fret 3rd. Next bar should be quite familiar now. Then we're coming in for this bar, which you should remember from previously, and then we come straight into repeating the pre-chorus and the chorus again. Okay, so the following pre-chorus and chorus are exactly the same as before, so just repeat them. On the last bar, or the last 2 bars of the chorus, the ones that sound like this, at that point, for the last beat, we're coming in for the bridge section. So that part sounds like this. And so on. So we're starting at the end of the chorus. We've got those 2 notes. The first one is with a slap, so that's the 1st string 3rd fret and 2nd fret. Then we're straight into that E minor. So you want to hit that E minor, followed by the 5th string bass note, 2nd fret, slap, then move your 4th finger down to the 3rd fret, 2nd string, play them together, and then we're on to the C because we're on the 3rd beat, so move across and hit that bass note, open 4th, slap as you do the slap, hammer on to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, next bar. So this bar is the same as the last bar of the previous chorus. So if you remember, so it just repeats that. The only difference here, we've got that melody note that's leading on from the previous bar. So the first 2 bars sound like this. Largely the same next. The melody at the end there is just slightly different. So instead of the melody being like, it's like this. So we've only got 2 melody notes. Instead of doing the hammer on, we're just open 3rd, open 2nd. So that bar. And the previous bar, just to compare them. The 4th bar, same as the 2nd. The next bar, same as the 1st. So this bar is slightly different. It starts the same. Starts the same as the 2nd bar. At this point, last beat, we're hammering on 3rd, but we're pulling off to the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So that's 2nd string, 3 to 1, with the slap. This is just kind of like the end of the bridge, basically. Next bar. So this one's really easy. It's just open 6 and 2. 5th fret, 2nd fret, 5th string, 2nd fret, slap, move up, 1st finger is on the 3rd fret, 3rd string, 2nd fret, C bass note, slap, open 3rd. End on that G, slap. So the outro is nice and simple. It's just a really stripped back version of the chorus. So coming into it, you notice that note's a little bit quicker. Then E minor. You can strum that or just do a finger roll on a few strings if you want. That melody, 2nd string, 3, pull off to 0. Wait, coming up for the bass note on the 3rd beat. And then open 3rd twice. Onto the G. Repeat this part again. You remember this bar? So that's just the same, just a lot of it stripped back. So we're just doing the 1st fret on the 2nd string and the 6th string open. Pull that off, do this slide. Should remember that. It's just the 1st fret, 3rd string, and the 2nd fret, 5th string sliding up to the 2nd and 3rd fret. Instead of doing this, we're doing that harmonic, so that's just 12th fret, 3rd string, and 2nd string. Onto the G again. Two hammer-ons on the 3rd string to the 2nd fret and the 2nd string to the 3rd fret. This melody line is slightly different, it's higher, so that's E minor, but we want to hit this 3rd fret 1st string note. So I like to do a finger roll on the first 3 strings. 2nd and 3rd are open, and the 6 open. Let that ring out as best you can, and then move your finger down to the 2nd fret, 1st string. Move your 2nd finger up to the 3rd fret, 5th string bass note. Do a quick pull off there. Open 3rd, and then 2nd fret 3rd, followed quickly by open 2nd. Straight onto that G, and then those hammer-ons again. E minor, we've got open 2nd and 6, and then 3rd fret to open on the 2nd string pull off. C, and then we end on 2 harmonics instead of open strings. And then hammer on that G for the last note. And that's the end of the song. Also guys, I forgot to say, if there's anything that you don't understand or you're confused about, just leave a comment below and I'll try to answer you. Thank you guys for watching that tutorial. If it helped you out, please leave me a like and I'll see you in the next one.